from the strange theory that Kanye West is a clone controlled by his personal trainer, to the bizarre idea that the experimental rap group Death Grips was involved in the tragic bombing at an Ariana Grande concert, the world of music is rife with conspiracy theories. Today, I've gathered 6 of the most bizarre music conspiracy theories, starting with the claim that Michael Jackson wore a mask to conceal his true face. The Michael Jackson mask theory stems from a tragic incident during a Pepsi commercial fire incident on January 27, 1984. During the filming, pyrotechnics malfunctioned, and Michael, standing too close to the sparks, ended up with his hair and jacket catching fire. The flames were quickly extinguished, but not before Michael suffered second and third-degree burns on his head. This incident sparked a conspiracy theory suggesting that Michael Jackson was so severely injured that he had to wear a mask or heavy makeup to cover his true face whenever he appeared in public afterward. Let's examine the evidence for this theory. The Pepsi burn incident was indeed real, captured on video, and witnessed by a live audience of 3,000 people. Witnesses reported seeing smoke billowing from Michael's head and described his scalp as glowing. Another piece of evidence cited by theorists is Michael's occasional use of masks or costumes, such as when he played the mayor in his short film Ghosts. This, they argue, is proof that he was hiding his true face. Additionally, Michael's unique nose, which underwent numerous surgeries, fueled rumors that he was wearing fake noses or makeup to disguise the damage supposedly caused by the burns. There's even an ACON interview where he recounts going to the movies with Michael, only to meet a stranger who sounded exactly like Michael because it was Michael in disguise. According to the theory, after the burn incident, Michael was so disfigured that he had to wear a mask or heavy makeup whenever he went out in public, and the world never saw his real face again. This is where the story of Dave comes in. Dave, a young boy who was horrifically burned by his father at age 6, became close friends with Michael Jackson, who helped pay for many of his surgeries. Some conspiracy theorists believe that after Michael's death, Dave's public appearances were actually Michael Jackson himself, without the mask. They point out that Dave bears a resemblance to Michael and has a similar voice. However, this theory falls apart when examined closely. The burns Michael suffered were largely confined to his scalp, not his face, as evidenced by photos taken in the hospital the day after the incident. He did wear a wig to cover his scalp, but there is no credible evidence that he ever wore a full face mask or disguise. The ACON story is also often misrepresented. Akon was joking about Michael's poor disguise when they went to the movies, which led to people eventually recognizing him. Michael's nose issues were the result of multiple surgeries over the years, not a mask to cover up burn scars. So while the theory is undoubtedly bizarre, it doesn't hold up to scrutiny. But if you thought that was wild, wait until you hear about the next theory. The idea that the experimental hip-hop group Death Grips was somehow involved in the 2017 bombing at an Ariana Grande concert is even more outlandish. The harm took place on May 22, 2017, at the Manchester Arena, as fans were leaving the concert. Including the bomber, 23 people lost their lives, and over 1,000 were injured. So how could a group like Death Grips be linked to such a horrific event? The connection stems from the fact that Death Grips released a song called Steroids on the very same day, May 22, 2017. The song was released at 22:09 p.m., and it's 22 minutes and 31 seconds long. The Manchester bombing occurred at 10:31 p.m., exactly 22 minutes after the song's release. Adding to the eerie coincidence, there were 22 victims, excluding the bomber, and the attacker was 22 years old. These coincidences are unsettling, but the theory doesn't stop there. The song Steroids contains lyrics like timeless, but I admire improvised explosives, which some believe is a reference to the type of improvised explosive device, IED, used in the bombing. Another lyric, exit wounds and rabbit ears, rabbit holes that last for years, is also pointed to by theorists. Ariana Grande had recently released her album Dangerous Woman, which featured her wearing bunny ears on the cover, a recurring theme in her imagery. There's more to this theory. Death Grips once had a Twitter account named at BB Poltergeist, which, for a long time, followed only Ariana Grande. The name itself is tied to numerology, with B representing the number 2. Thus, the handle could be interpreted as 22 Poltergeist, and a poltergeist is known to cause physical disturbances like loud noises or moving objects. The number 22, along with 11 and 33, are significant in numerology and are often associated with conspiracy theories. The bomber was a 22-year-old man from Libya, a country whose name in numerology equals 22. Death Grips has shown an interest in numerology, releasing their album Government Plates exactly 13 months, 13 days, and 13 hours after their previous album in 2013. Their next album, following the release of Steroids, came out 13 months later on June 22nd. This fascination with numbers continues with their connection to the number 13, a significant number in occult beliefs, where Wiccans divide the calendar into 13 months. Between the release of Steroids and their next album, Year of the Snitch, there were 13 full moons, and Death Grips often ties their releases to lunar occurrences. Some believe that these events point to an occult ritual in which Death Grips allegedly summoned supernatural forces that somehow influenced the bombing. However, one major flaw in this theory is the timeline. The song wasn't actually released 22 minutes before the bombing. According to Facebook, it was released at 7:11 p.m. This discrepancy makes it highly unlikely that Death Grips had any involvement in such a horrific event. Nonetheless, conspiracy theories often thrive on tenuous connections, and this one is no exception. No conspiracy theory video would be complete without mentioning a clone theory. This time, it's Kanye West who's at the center of speculation. Thanks to the work of internet sleuths and content creators like Internet Anarchist, a theory emerged that Kanye West has been cloned and that we've been seeing two different Kanyes over the past few years. This theory gained traction in 2016 after Kanye made a series of controversial rants during his St. Pablo tour. He criticized everyone from Donald Trump to Jay-Z, leaving fans bewildered as his performances became more erratic and less focused on music. Shortly after, Kanye was at his personal trainer Harley Pasternak's house when the police were called due to his erratic behavior. He was subsequently taken to the UCLA Medical Center, diagnosed with bipolar disorder, put on medication, and the remainder of his tour was canceled. Fans noticed that Kanye looked like a shadow of his former self in photos taken after the incident. Around this time, a song titled UCLA from an unreleased album TurboGrafx 16 was leaked. Some speculate that it was recorded at the UCLA Medical Center, though there's no concrete evidence to support this. The song's eerie lyrics, such as "Welcome to UCLA," "Tell me how UCLA," "I'm going cray," and "Take your meds yay," "Go to bed yay," "Get out of your head yay," fueled further speculation that something sinister had happened to Kanye during his stay at the hospital. Fast forward a few years, and this clone theory resurfaced after Kanye made a series of anti-Semitic comments that led to him losing several high-profile business deals. Actor Orlando Brown then gave an interview in which he claimed that there were two Kanyes. While Brown is known for making outlandish claims, his comments added fuel to the conspiracy fire. The theory gained even more traction when Kanye shared a disturbing text message from Harley Pasternak, the same personal trainer who had been with him when he was first hospitalized. The text read, "I'm going to help you a couple of ways. First, you and I sit down and have a loving and open conversation, but you don't use cuss words and everything that is discussed is based in fact and not some crazy stuff that a dumb friend of yours told you or that you saw on a tweet. Second option, I have you institutionalized again where they medicate the crap out of you and you go back to Zombieland forever. Playdates with the kids just won't be the same." This message was alarming to many, especially considering Pasternak's background. Before becoming a celebrity trainer, Pasternak worked for the military as a nutrition and exercise scientist, where he studied medicine and had access to various drugs. He's also been linked to several high-profile deaths, including those of Mac Miller and Brittany Murphy, leading some to speculate that he might have had a hand in their deaths. But the theory takes an even stranger turn. In December, Kanye tweeted a picture of a swastika inside the Star of David, claiming he was running for president again. The tweet was widely condemned, but some pointed out that the symbol also represents the religion of Raelism, which believes that Earth was created by aliens called the Elohim. Raelism also advocates for human cloning as a path to immortality. This led some to wonder if Kanye was hinting at his own cloning. Finally, in a freestyle during a 2020 Sunday service, Kanye rapped a line that many believe hints at the existence of multiple Kanyes. The idea that Kanye was cloned around 2016 is supported by the noticeable shift in his personality and behavior during that period. Some even point to a photo of Kanye with a woman who was thought to be 5 feet 9 inches, suggesting that the big Kanye, little Kanye theory might be true. However, it turned out that the woman was actually 5 feet 4 inches, debunking this particular claim. While this theory is far-fetched, the only element that might hold some truth is the suggestion that Harley Pasternak attempted to control Kanye through medication, as there is some evidence to support this claim. Speaking of clones and mysterious happenings in the entertainment industry, another conspiracy theory involves Lady Gaga and Lina Morgana. Some believe that Lady Gaga was somehow responsible for the death of Lina Morgana, a fellow artist with a similar style who Gaga knew personally. According to this theory, Gaga took Lina's place in the music industry after her untimely death. This theory delves deep into a bizarre and eerie connection, so let's dive into the key points. Lina Morgana was an up-and-coming artist who had been making waves in the music industry. In 2006, she began collaborating with a producer named Rob Fusari, and she also secured a publishing deal with Sony. Although details about her career are sparse, it's known that her MySpace page was gaining traction, her music was being played on the radio, and she had appeared on a few TV shows. In 2007, Rob Fusari brought in another artist to assist Lina with her music. That artist was none other than Lady Gaga. Initially, Lady Gaga was involved in writing songs and providing background vocals for Lina. The duo reportedly created around 12 songs together, though none of them were officially released. However, a song titled Wonderland by Lina, featuring Lady Gaga's background vocals, has since leaked online. After a year of working together, tragedy struck. On October 4, 2008, a news article reported that an unidentified woman in her 20s or 30s had jumped from the roof of the Staten Island Hotel in Graniteville earlier that morning. The woman was later identified as 19-year-old Lina Morgana. For a time, fans were left in the dark, as Lina's identity wasn't immediately revealed until her family issued an official statement. Meanwhile, Lady Gaga was beginning her meteoric rise to fame, stepping out from the shadows as a background writer to become a solo artist in her own right. Theories surrounding Lina Morgana's death began to gain traction after Lina's mother reached out to TMZ, accusing Lady Gaga of stealing her daughter's style. She expressed her desire to bring recognition to Lina's legacy, sending TMZ a video highlighting the striking similarities between the two artists. The comparison is eerie. Lina's style, makeup, outfits, music videos, and even the music itself bore a striking resemblance to what Lady Gaga would later become known for. Interestingly, all of Lina's stylistic choices predated Lady Gaga's rise to fame. According to TMZ, Lady Gaga responded to these allegations by saying she felt terrible that a young woman had died, but claimed that she and Lina barely knew each other. This response struck many as odd, given that multiple sources confirmed that the two had collaborated extensively. The theory suggests that Lady Gaga not only adopted Lina Morgana's artistic persona, but may have had a more sinister role in Lina's death. Some even speculate that Lina was sacrificed to pave the way for Lady Gaga's success. Theories point to Lady Gaga's 2009 music video for Paparazzi, in which she is depicted being thrown off a balcony, a scene some believe is a reference to Lina's death. The video features Lady Gaga in an outfit eerily similar to one Lina had worn, and the overall theme of the video is heavily focused on death. Adding fuel to the fire, someone claiming to be Lina's aunt publicly stated that the family did not believe Lina intended to take her own life, and they did not believe she committed self-unalive. This statement only deepened the suspicions around Lina's tragic death. The theory spirals even further into the bizarre, with some claiming Lady Gaga is involved in satanic rituals, absorbing Lina Morgana's soul to achieve fame, and other occult-related allegations. Despite the theory's widespread speculation, one glaring issue remains: Lady Gaga was reportedly not in New York at the time of Lina Morgana's death. She was in Los Angeles, preparing to film her Poker Face music video, making it highly unlikely that she was involved in Lina's death. However, the theory continues to persist among some circles, and for those who want to dive deeper into it, there are videos and articles that explore the story in even greater detail. Next up is a conspiracy theory that has recently been rekindled: the idea that Drake is somehow responsible for the death of XXXTentacion. This theory is not new but has resurfaced in light of recent events, and it's always been a point of intrigue for many fans. In 2016, XXXTentacion's track Look at Me was blowing up on SoundCloud while X was in jail. Drake reportedly discovered the song and tried to reach out to X but couldn't get in touch. In January 2017, Drake teased a new song called KMT, which featured a flow strikingly similar to the one X used on Look at Me. This sparked a feud that helped catapult X's career, with X going on a Twitter tirade against Drake. Drake eventually responded in an interview, claiming he hadn't heard of X until the accusations surfaced. But X wasn't done. He continued to throw shade at Drake on Instagram Live, fueling the beef. Things quieted down for a while, but tensions remained. In February 2018, X posted a cryptic message on his Instagram story, saying, "If anyone tries to unalive me, it was Drake." He quickly deleted it, claiming his account had been hacked. This was surprising, as X had recently praised Drake's song God's Plan. Just a few months later, in May 2018, Drake released I'm Upset, which contained the lyrics, SMS, XXX, that's the only time I ever fire a weapon below the neck. Why you keep on shooting if you know that friend is dead? That's the only kind of shit that gets you some respect. In June 2018, XXXTentacion was tragically unalived in a robbery while shopping for a motorcycle. The attackers were after a Louis Vuitton bag containing $50,000. The internet quickly erupted with theories, and when Drake dropped his album Scorpion a few weeks later, those theories intensified. In the song Mob Ties, Drake rapped, "Sick of these people, hire some help, get rid of these people, and Louis bags in exchange for body bags." The line about Louis Vuitton bags seemed eerily similar to the circumstances surrounding X's death. 4 months later, in October 2018, the music video for Sicko Mode, a collaboration between Drake and Travis Scott, was released. In one scene, a figure resembling X is seen getting crushed by a large rock. This only fueled the conspiracy theories further. For the next few years, the theory seemed to die down, but it resurfaced with the release of Drake's collaborative album with 21 Savage. In the track on BS, Drake raps, "Maybe I should do a 20, maybe I should break that 20, do a 10, maybe I should break that 10, do a 5, then if it gets live, do a 5 again." Fans pointed out that adding these numbers together in a specific way results in 30, which is XXX in Roman numerals. Following that line, Drake says, if he held his tongue on that live, he'd be alive again, seemingly referencing X's infamous Instagram live rant. The theory gained even more traction when Drake was subpoenaed to appear in court during the trial for X's unaliving. Though he didn't show up, his lawyer did, and successfully argued that Drake had no connection to the crime. The judge agreed, and Drake was cleared of any involvement. Ultimately, the bulk of this theory relies heavily on lyrics and supposed subliminal messages. Whether you believe there's something more to it or not, the conspiracy continues to captivate the imaginations of many. This next theory is purely speculative, but it has fueled urban legends for nearly half a century. It's a 3-in-1 conspiracy theory centered around the song Love Roller Coaster by the Ohio Players. Released in 1975, the track became a #1 hit and was later covered by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. However, at around 1 minute and 24 seconds into the song, a faint scream can be heard in the background. This mysterious scream has given rise to several conspiracy theories. One of the most popular explanations is tied to the model featured on the album cover. In the cover photo, she's shown being covered in honey. However, some theories suggest that the substance wasn't honey but an acrylic material used specifically for the photo fire or weapon. Allegedly, the substance adhered to her skin, and when attempts were made to remove it, parts of her flesh were ripped off. According to the theory, her agonized scream was somehow recorded and included in the song. A variation of this theory suggests that instead of the scream being a result of her flesh being torn, the model was furious with the Ohio Players manager over the incident. She reportedly stormed into the studio during the recording session, demanding compensation and threatening legal action. The theory goes that the manager then harmed her to silence her, and her scream was inadvertently captured on tape and included in the final Hurt Myself of the song. Another version of the story takes place not in the studio, but in one of the band members' apartments, where the song was supposedly being recorded. According to this theory, an intruder broke into a neighboring apartment during the session and took someone's life. The scream was allegedly captured on the band's recording, but since the band members were focused on their performance and had headphones on, they didn't hear it. As with the other theories, this scream supposedly made it onto the final version of the song unnoticed. There are many other variations of these theories, such as one that suggests the model was burned by hot honey, which caused the scream, or that someone was taken down in a nearby recording studio. However, decades later, one of the Ohio Players members, Jimmy Diamond Williams, offered an alternative explanation. He stated, "There's a part of this song where there's a breakdown. It's just guitars right before the second verse, and Billy Beck does one of those inhaling type screeches, similar to the high notes Minnie Riperton or Mariah Carey would hit." A DJ made a joke about it, and the rumor spread across the country. People started asking us if we had taken someone down in the studio. The band decided to stay silent on the matter because, well, silence sells more records. So the question remains, was Mr. Williams telling the truth, or was this just a cover story? The answer may never be known. Thanks for tuning in to this exploration of some of the wildest music conspiracy theories out there. From the strange to the downright eerie, these stories show just how far our imaginations can go when trying to make sense of the unexplained. Whether you believe them or not, they certainly add another layer of intrigue to the world of music. If you enjoyed this deep dive, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more mysterious and fascinating content. See you in the next one.